Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Day 5, the final day of the 56th Annual Governor's Cup, hosted by the Balboa Yacht Club, with the help of a lot of sponsors, a lot of volunteers, a fabulous race committee, a bunch of umpires from around the world, and 12 terrific teams from 8 countries. Bravo, Zulu. Thank you all. Tonight we have 2 acts. Act 1 is the presser. We got a little bit of what you call this preliminary housekeeping with Christine, but we do the presser, and then after the presser, of course, we do this is the Socratic method. We do the awards. Exactly right. The prize giving. Thank you, Denise. I recognized your voice. Without any further ado, please welcome Andy called her the chair for life, a director of Balboa Yacht Club, the chairman for at least the last 10 years, the esteemed Christine Gribben.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Okay, you almost made it. A perfect regatta. Jeffrey Peterson did not clean out his lunchbox. No. Jeffrey did not clean out his lunchbox. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. Okay, fine. It's perfect. Dr. Don Becker would like to come up and introduce his race committee. Thank you, Don, for your excellent job with Ryan Davidson.
I get my very own microphone. Is this on? Yeah. Hi. Thanks for having me again. I'd like to remind everybody that it's like an orchestra, and all I do is conduct. Everybody else does all the work. And I'd like to acknowledge them. And I have them here. First of all, in the Markset team, just the Markset team, they did a great job this weekend. We had a lot of shifts and a lot of course changes, and a lot of things went on today. So the Markset guys are Carl Kimmey, Chris Carlson, Patrick Megan, Roger Neely, Jeff Teig, my young friend, Mark Acosta, Marcos Weinstein, Steve Horst, Jim Norton, Wes Selby, and Randy Cochran. I think these guys did a great job. A lot of mark changes today. On the committee boat, we had Captain Bob Strang as the driver of the boat in the line spotter. Helping him, Nancy Davidson, timer Jill Golden, helping her Pinky Green. On the flags, we had Linda Rasner, Jane Hoffner, Sabrina Kerr, and Charlie Foss, and a special ultra thank you to Ryan Davidson, all the way from Charleston, South Carolina. Ryan's a former Governor's Cup sailor, a friend of mine, and he helped me out this week when I couldn't be there. So thank you all. They did a great job.
Thank you, Dr. Don Becker, the PRO. Christine.
Vice Commodore Taylor would like to come up for a minute.
Randy Taylor.
Thank you, Christine. On behalf of Commodore Lubay, Vice Commodore Randy Taylor, and Rear Commodore Brett Hemphill, the officers, directors, and the members of the club, we would like to thank you for the participation this week. Great event. Christine, Andy, many others. Don just read off a lot of a list, and we had way more. But on behalf of the club, we are very thankful to have you here. The teams obviously make this a special event for our club, and we just like to say thank you for being here this week and participating, and of course our sponsors and the membership that supports it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Randy. And now, Mr. Andy Rose, would you please come to the stage?
Andrew. Rose, as we know him. Big step, Andrew. Careful.
I know.
There you go.
What am I supposed to do?
Kiss.
Your thing.
Hi there, everybody.
Opening remarks.
I'm we had our debrief with the media group, and I've always said about this, and many of you heard this, it's my second Christmas week. Well, this is the best Christmas ever. I mean, truly. The ladies and gentlemen that have sailed in this and that helped to do this, this is truly remarkable. And I've heard again, Tom, from a couple people who were newbies saying, this is not only the best match racing regatta, this is like the best regatta I've ever been to. This is amazing. It really is. And so thanks to the 203 volunteers who make this happen. I just get to be up here. So now, shall we go to the, get some people up here?
It's time for the presser. The finalists from the 56th Governor's Cup, Jeffrey Peterson and Cole Tapper. Far end, closer to Andy. Sorry, I beg your pardon. The other way around. We got Peterson. There you go. Thank you. Doesn't matter. Who cares? We all know who you are. Andrew, take it away.
Well, generally, at the press conference here, we do a little debrief about how the racing went and stuff. So let's start with Jeffrey Peterson last year on a gate mark. Now, there was a bit of confusion, and you rounded one way. And why don't you explain what happened last year?
Well, if I remember correctly, the race was thrown out, and then we proceeded to lose it anyways. So,
But what happened before that?
Okay, hang on, because in my defense here, okay, first off, we were going downwind against Jordan
so defensive
Stevenson.
so quick, doesn't he? I mean, come on.
We were going downwind against Jordan Stevenson, and the right-hand gate mark it became untied from the anchor road and started to drift away, leaving only the left-hand gate mark to be rounded. However, allegedly, on our boat, we saw that the right-hand mark was still in the water. It just happened to be really, really, really unfavored. So we decided to round it like a left turn and to assume that was a left turn gate mark. Meanwhile, as we come rounding on port, Jordan Stevenson comes rounding on starboard, giggling to us as you go upwind. And then we're like, well, he probably knows it a little bit better than we do. So then we jibe and follow him around the mark, but proceed to not unwind ourselves. So we just kind of sailed around the mark and then sailed back around the mark and then never really rounded and then went upwind and still lost. So it wasn't exactly a great race, but we were lucky to come away with the redress on that one, which got us a resale, which we still lost. So there's a lot of losing last year.
Very good. Very good. So my point was that Cole has become a good friend over the last few years, and his family, and we had his dad with us last year, and Finn, his older brother, was here, and he said, "Go easy on me tonight." So I thought I'd start with the fact that this kind of thing happens, even to two-time winners of the Governor's Cup. So Cole, I was a little worried that, Jeffrey originally said that Max said, "Oh, by the way, we have to jive and go around that mark that way." And I said, "Well, Jeffrey, I hope you did because he's navigating for me next week in the 12 meter." So I hope Jeffrey knew too. But that Matt Whitfield, our co-commentator, thought that the racing is so intense and you guys were so close. You had started to do the famous, go up to Huntington Beach after the weather mark. That you sort of got distracted. And God, I hope that's the answer. What happened?
Yeah, we had a bit of a shocker there, to be honest. We finished and we looked at Jeffrey and we said, "Oh, good race, mate." And he sort of had this little wry smile on his face and he said, "Oh, no, good regatta."
I believe it's called an ass-eating grin.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had three thoughts come to mind. I thought,
Stupid sport.
no, I thought, Jordan's going to kill me. Andy's going to roast me, and at least there'll be an open bar tonight. So.
All right.
Fantastic.
God, I guess I'm nearer retirement than I thought. You guys are getting so good, it's frightening. That's great. I mean, it does happen, and that's why I brought it up first with Jeffrey. I mean, it's just stuff. I've gone around the wrong mark occasionally. I've never really forgot to go around a mark. It just sometimes was the wrong mark. But anyway, well, that was quite a race. At first, Jeffrey seemed, and confirm this or not, Jeffrey, but, all regatta, you've had, really good speed and you seemed incredibly confident. And so I noticed today, I thought, and so tell me whether this is true. Remember we talked yesterday about are you occasionally over-aggressive because you were getting some penalties and stuff. Today you looked a little less aggressive and just decided, we're just going faster and we're not going to be behind at the start, but an even start's fine. We're going to win. Is that true?
Yeah, I think our coach, Frankie Dare, pulled me aside last night and was like, "Look, man, I believe you guys are faster. You guys are making the right decisions. You guys have good boat handling. You just got to back yourselves and trust it. And you don't need to go in and get all these unnecessary penalties." And, we had to think back to last year when we won a lot of starts against Jordan Stevenson, but came off the line with a penalty almost every time in 4 races. And that seemed to be the bane of our existence. So we just, I just decided to trust in the 2 boys in front of me. They did an excellent job this week. And, I think Enzo missed maybe 2 shifts in 5 days of racing in 28 races. And Max was really pushing the boat hard. So I really owe it to the 2 boys in front of me, and that was our game plan today. It was look, we don't want to engage too hard. Let's get the side we want. Let's put the bow down and go fast, and then see how the race plays out.
Yeah, I call that sort of the Nevin Snow, theory of match racing. Nevin, he had won the Governor's Cup twice from San Diego, and Nevin would admit that he was not the best match race starter. Through the whole thing, he says, but I've always found that, if you get sort of an even start and go faster than the other boat, you might win. And he did. And he won 2. You got, Tommy Spithill was talking a lot about you. You seem to get faster at times. You seem to have some really good upwind speed, which we're not sure you had earlier. What was going on there?
Yeah, I think for most of the regatta, we felt pretty confident in our speed, and we're definitely, we'd make mistakes and be able to come back, but against Jeffrey and his crew, they were, so fast, and we could get a good start, but if we didn't have the right side, it was pretty much game over on that course today. So, yeah, we paid the price.
In a way, I think the last race or 2 were tougher than Tuesday or Wednesday. It was sort of phasing shifts. So the race committee tried to, they got a puff on the left, reset the mark, and all of a sudden the wind went 20 degrees right. So it was really tough. But I really thought, do you think it was phasing? About every 3 or 4 minutes, it would go from left to right. Was that your impression?
Yeah, it was definitely a really tricky day out there, too. As soon as the sun popped, we knew it was going to get weird. And we were like, okay, well, we'll expect the righty to come for a little bit. And then we expected the breeze to drop, which it did. And then it became a game of who got the worst of the motorboat chop going by. It was so brutal. That last race, I looked to Enzo. Max was like, I need 3 new pairs of pants after this one because it was just so stressful. you know, you'd tack over and you'd be like, okay, yeah, like got a little knock, and you tack through like 80 degrees and just be like, holy shit.
And that hit 2 waves, and
Yeah.
I saw a lot of stopping out there, stopping and starting.
These boats are really, really, really fast, but they're also really, really, really light. So when you slam, you know, you hit some waves, it's like a haunting sound, and the whole boat shakes, and you're just like, oh boy. Then you pray to God that the speed comes back. But it was really tricky racing, and it was all over the map. Like you could have won from the left and the right. We had like 2 really good battles on the starboard ley line of like crossover. Okay, do we step inside or do we go outside? I don't know. Oh shit, we gave him the right. Oh, he's inside the mark. It was really, really, really stressful racing, and it was an absolute battle. And you know, doing it all in under 4 knots made it even harder.
Yeah. No, the conditions were difficult, but the boats actually can sail in that, which is great. But yeah, you know, we noticed it was, as I said, I've never made a tactical mistake from the commentary booth, but we could see a little more because we're higher, and we could see something is going on. Oh, this looks really good. Cole's on a righty. Uh-oh, Cole's on a lefty, and here comes Jeffrey out leading out to the left. But it was a crazy day, but that's part of the sport, and it's actually one of the more interesting parts of the sport is the wind shifts, the current. So let's talk about the current, the weather, Mark, or Jeffrey. Why hitting 2 marks in 2 days? That's pretty exceptional.
Yeah, well, when you're pushing hard, you know, things happen. And, you know, we were trying to get real tight roundings to get the kite up as soon as possible, and the boys working hard. And, yeah, that one was definitely an unforced error. You can ask Max and Enzo. I had a few choice words to myself about that one. Because it was really, really unnecessary.
I just throw him under the bus. Go ahead. You know.
To give Jeff some credit, in our semi-final, I managed to do the exact same thing, and I think the 2 boys at the front turned around, and I thought they were going to strangle me then and there, and I said, save it for after the race. So I was pretty happy when you did the same thing. I was like, oh, it's not just me. It's not just me. So,
Okay, well, Cole, they're right there. Let's go for it. Strangle him. Come on. Yeah, current's big. Maybe you should sail in San Francisco more, and you'll sort of get the idea of current.
Come on up,
But
Jeffrey.
no,
You know, Andy, it's easy to say from the commentary booth.
as I said, I've never made a tactical mistake. But you know, now, of course, Jeffrey has just now tied me with 2 wins in the Governor's Cup. So.
You know, Andy, you keep saying you've never made a tactical mistake, but there's no proof. You know, TV didn't exist back then, so who knows? You could be lying for all we know.
Ooh. That's true. If the internet didn't exist back then there's no evidence of anything because now the internet is always correct on everything. Nor have you won 2 congressional cups.
Nor have you won a world championship. I can go all day.
So Jeffrey, you're on my team next week in the 12-meter World Championships. Are you going to be trying to screw the thing up for me?
No. Give me like 7 more hours, and then we'll be on the same team again.
Awesome. Well, guys, I really am over the moon. This is terrific. What a great series, and all you guys and all the crews and all the sailors. This is one of the best Governor's Cups ever, I believe. Tom Eamon?
I think so, sir. I think so.
Thank you. Let's get on to the hardware.
Thank you.
Cole Tapper, Jeffrey Peterson, GovCup guru, Andy Rose. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Andrew. We now get on to the, as Andy just said, we're getting on to the prize giving. I'd like to invite Christine Gribben, Regatta Chair Christine Gribben, back up here, along with Vice Commodore Randy Taylor and Rear Commodore Brett Hemphill. Gentlemen, lady, with a little help from How about General Manager Russell Miller and his team this week? Russell? Thank you for all you're doing.
All right, what a great regatta. Thank you all for coming. It went really well. The sailing, I think, went really well. We could have used a little bit more wind, but there's always next year. I have a few people to thank before we start giving out awards. race committee and Mark Set, obviously led by Dr. Don Becker and Ryan Davidson. They did a great job all week. Our bosun director, Greg Newman, who kept your boat sailing. Thank you. Our BYC staff, led by General Manager Russell Miller, Food and Beverage Director Sarah Placeres, Sailing Director Becky Lenhart, and our Facilities Dock Manager Brian Marshall. And of course, our umpire team from 8 countries, also led by Damien Boldyru. Somewhere. Chris Bretschker and his TV crew. Susan Kenny, Tom Walker, and Bronny Daniels for all the photos that you will see online. And our sponsors, Dr. Bray, Disc Sports and Spine Center. Yeah. Terry Cossey and his Call of the Sea Foundation, along with the Krell family. And then our VIP boat, for those of you who got to go on it today, it looked awesome. Terry Hossman, Brusco, and Bo Brusco. And then last but not least, my husband, Kevin, for putting up with, the long hours this last month. Today we have a small special presentation from Long Beach Yacht Club. Steve Meyer, will you please come forward?
Hi, I'm Steve Meyer from Long Beach Yacht Club, of course. I am also the chairman of the GovCup Regatta that Long Beach hosts every year. And I have the honor of presenting an invitation to the winner of the Governor's Cup to the GovCup next year. So, Jeffrey. Okay, he'll talk later.
All right, now for the main event. Our first award this evening was voted on by all the competitors, the race committee boat, the bosun, and the umpires. The Chet and Glee Sportsmanship Perpetual, Alec Coleman and his team, Richard Rychek, Jack Parker, and Will Mauschen.
Oh, Canada. Let's get a photo, guys. Yeah, thank you. Christine, get in the photo.
All right, 12th place, we have Tom Higgins, Peter Fagan, and Ben Lemley from Ireland. And 11th place, we have Timothée Rosset, Tom Marsan, and Thibaut Demay and Theo Massy from France. In 10th place, Alec Coleman, Richard Rychek, Jack Porter, and Will Marchand. Again, thank you. 9th, we have Josh Hyde, Jack Manning, Zach Fong, and Cody Coughlin from New Zealand. In 8th, we have Marcello Torre, Adam Brenzverka, Rafael Torre from Australia. In 7th, we have Max Paul, Campbell Patton, and Brooke Wilson from Australia. In sixth place, Nicholas Bernal, Marcos Arnott, and Gabriel Michaelis from Brazil. In fifth place, Alexander Colquitt, Rise Lewis, and Jamie Harris from Great Britain. And for fourth place, Justin Callahan, Liam O'Keefe, Mitchell Callahan, and Danny Riano. Please come forward.
Congratulations, Justin and co.
And third place from across the bay, Newport Harbor Yacht Club, Morgan Pinkney, Mark Murray, Max Mail, and Alec McCoy.
Well, first off, I just have a lot of thank yous. Thank you to my team. I'd never met a lot of them. Alex and Mark. I'm pretty new with them. Hadn't sailed with them before on the helm, so I'm so appreciative that they would come out to do this event from Australia and New York. They were phenomenal this year, and we were able to compete with the best of the best, and could not do this event without them. So thanks, guys, for that. I appreciate it. And it's a pleasure sailing with you guys. And thanks to BYC. It's a great event. It's the best one there is in youth sailing. And it proves with the conditions this year, there's no other place you can go and sail in 4 knots. It's the best boat so far. So, and everything from the dinners, the press conferences, it's phenomenal. And so grateful to be here. So thank you, everyone.
And in second place, from the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia, Cole Tapper, Jack Freeman, and Hamish Voss.
We love GovCup. Thank you, everyone, for having us here this year. This regatta's a step above, and I think the 203 volunteers really nailed it. So thank you very much. To the race committee, Dr. Don and Ryan X, you guys nailed it. Thank you very much. And the bosuns we made special friends with. I think we were their favorite customers. So. Thank you. And then to Jill Golden, who put up with us this year and last year as well, housing us. I think, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. She deserves a big shout out. To our club, the CY, and our coach, Jordan, who's in the back. He put up with our stupidity and he wasn't too mean to us after we finished. So we're thankful for that. And then Jeff, you guys totally outclassed us today. So well done. You deserved it. And you're under a lot of pressure, but you nailed it. So good work. And finally, to these two, I did a lot of very, very silly stuff that they may not have agreed with this week, but we were all still smiling and friends by the end of it. So, we'll take that as a win. Thank you.
All right. And this year's 2023 Governor's Cup champion from Balboa Yacht Club, Jeffrey Peterson, Max Brendan, and Enzo Mendito.
Well, to start off, there are a lot of thank yous and too many thank yous to go in one order, but I think the first thank you that is in order are to these two gentlemen here, Max Brennan and Enzo Mendito, defined what it means to be a good crew. I think if you looked up good crew in the dictionary, you'd see these two guys' faces. Enzo absolutely crushed it. If anyone didn't realize, this is Enzo's first match racing regatta ever. Enzo and I go to Georgetown together, and I asked him in the summer, I was like, hey, you want to come out and do some sailing with me in California? And he said, yeah, sure. Like, I need a job, though. So we found him a job, and I was in Europe for most of the summer, but we came in 2 weeks before and trained really hard and got up to pace, and we were ready to go. And Max and I have been sailing together for, 12, 13 years now. We sailed FJs together, Sabbats, and we really have put a big emphasis on Governor's Cup in our sailing careers, and to be able to come out here and win our second one after last year, we really thought we had it last year, and Jordan Stevenson proved us wrong. And so, I think to come out here and do it with this one, even though Max has been down in Aussie land, he's come back a fantastic sailor, even better than when he left us. And I couldn't thank these two gentlemen enough for making me look good out there this week. My next thank you is to Mom and Dad. Without them, none of this happens whatsoever. They flew all the way out from Annapolis, Maryland to be here, and I couldn't be happier that, they're best parents in the world to those two right there. Aww. Next is to Dr. Robert Bray and the Disc and Spine Center. He is a fantastic sponsor. He's shown tremendous support, not only for our sailing, but for a lot of you sailing in the area. And without his support, none of this happens, and we could not thank him enough, and we really appreciate everything you do for us, Dr. Bray. Thank you. Frankie Dare, if you're hiding somewhere, where are you? Ah, there he is. Frank, to our coach, Frankie Dare, he has really found a way. He found a coaching way that really works with us, and he's been super casual, but really pushed us to new limits and helped us find new grooves. And really, we owe a lot of what we were able to go and do this week to Frankie. So, Frankie, thank you so much. And last but not least, to all the regatta staff, the yacht club, Russell and the food and beverage team, Ryan Davidson and Dr. Don Becker, the race committee team, the umpires, Damien, we love you guys. You guys it was a great week. I actually did not object to any umpire calls this time, which is a little bit shocking for me, but I really appreciate all the work that you guys did, the media team, and to everyone that supported it and was involved in making this event possible. We cannot thank you enough. This is, I think, my personal favorite week of sailing every year that I get to do, and I just hope that we can come back and do it next year. Thank you.
As is tradition, when the boys bring home the cup, the bar is open. Let's go! Woo! Drinks around the house.
Well, we're taking, thank you, Commodore, Vice Commodore Randy Taylor, Brett Hempel, thank you, Rear Commodore Hempel. Christine, while we're taking a few pictures here, speaking of the bar being open, Will Bolden has an announcement.
Tom, can I?
Please.
I left one thank you out, and that's
Please.
to Steve Meyer and the Long Beach Yacht Club for their invitation to the 2024 Ficker Cup. We really appreciate. We love sailing at Long Beach Yacht Club. We're very grateful to be offered an invitation to come back and compete, and we're eyeing up one of those red blazers one day. So hopefully this might be our chance to do it next year. So thank you very much to Steve Meyer and the Long Beach Yacht Club.
Watch the wires, gents. Thank you. Christine, anything else? Except for Will Bolden. Will, do you want to make your invitational announcement now that the bar is open?
Good day, everybody. Just, or Jeffrey, could you please hold that for me? Thank you very much. Just for 10 seconds. Great event. Once again, everybody. Well done. Well done, Tom, by the way. Puts on an awesome show every morning.
Thank you.
Bright and early.
Thank you, Will.
I actually haven't. I've been in bed every time this year, but we try and make it. We love coming up here down in Australia. Our American friends and the Kiwis. You know, we're sort of we're tarred with the same brush, us and the Kiwis. But we love coming up here. But down in Australia, in your wintertime, our summer, for all the competitors here, it starts at the Jordan, 9th of December. Is the Youth Match Racing Worlds are on in Sydney at the CYCA. Please come down to that. All you guys and girls down here, please come on down. It'll be a great event. Then at the end of January, so it's a little bit of a break there, but at the end of January we have the Warren Jones event in Perth, which will be a grade 2. I believe the same as GovCup here. Really good program. Then there's a day break, and then we're into the Hardy Cup at the Royal Sydney Yacht Squadron. So Nev Whitty and all the clan down there at Royal Sydney. We're down there. So if you want to come down under for a big summer of sailing, please do. Money well spent, lots of fun, and we will reciprocate a very warm welcome as you guys have done here. So thank you very much.
Will Bolden. Is that it? Anything else? Thanks, everybody. See you next year. Ciao.